Hey, everybody. My name is Kim Danke. I am the Shibboleth new member fast track instructor, and I can't tell you how happy I am to be with you here every night at 7:30 teaching the Shibboleth lifestyle. So thank you for joining me. If you're on Facebook, please take a second to say hello. Let me know if you are not a member yet, a new member, or a refreshing member. Please let me know that if you're on Facebook and give me a couple of hearts and likes. And those of you who are members, please hit that share button for us. And you can even put your own personalized link out there for people to join. We do have a membership, special membership offer right now, $79 for a lifetime membership. Lifetime. And you can get that at shibbolethdeals.com, shibbolethdeals.com. Those of you who are members, you have a personalized link. But if you don't know where that is, just tell them to write your name in where it says, how'd you hear about Shibboleth? So if you are in the Zoom room, hello, we're so glad that you are here. We're going to do a little bit of housekeeping. Now, in the Zoom room, chatting happens real time. On Facebook, it's just a momentary delay on Facebook. But when we're in the Zoom room, we like to see what everybody is typing in. And the only way is if your chat is set to all panel, it's set to everyone. It used to be all panelists and attendees, but Zoom has done some updating. So look at Michelle. If y'all check out the chat, Michelle says it says to everyone. And then next to Deborah's, it says hosts and panelists. I'm actually the only person that can see that. Hey, Jason. Jason's says host and panelist too. So what we need for you to do is we need you to set it to everyone. That way, when you type something in, you can see it. So Michelle is with us, Deborah and Jason and Cindy from Indiana. Awesome. Hey, Carla from Mississippi, down 8 pounds. That is fabulous. Congratulations. Thank you, Jason, for setting it to everyone. Hey, Patricia, glad that you're here too. Awesome. That's fabulous. We got some people over there on Facebook as well. Okay. Well, we're going to go ahead and get started. And tonight we're going to go over lap 6 of Fast Track. Now, keep in mind that if you are new and you are joining me tonight for the first time, that you want to go back and watch the other videos that I've already done Sunday through Thursday night. Let me show you where they are housed. Right here, when you go to lap 2, see right there where it says watch the daily Fast Track webinars? If you click there, you'll be able to see Sunday night, Monday night, and so forth. Sunday night is the really big webinar that gives you the lifestyle overview. So you want to make sure that you go back and watch that. And then Monday night is all about the topic of food combining. And then these other webinars are kind of techie, showing you how to shorten your learning curve on using the website. So please watch those. Deborah is down 5 pounds. Congratulations, Deborah. That's awesome. I know. You know what? We feel great even after 5 pounds. Honestly, we feel great after 2 perfect days because our body is starting to do the right thing. Okay, so we're going to go to lap 6 tonight. And just as a reminder, the way this works, I'm going to uncheck these so I can check them as I do them tonight. But when you get to this lap, your check boxes are unchecked. And there's a tutorial video right there. So there I am doing a little tutorial video. And it's only 9 minutes long if you kind of wanted to hear that and what I had to say about these things in here. But you come to the task and you hover your mouse over the task and that black box pops up. The black box is different for every task so that you can read the black box and know a couple of things. Why is she having me do this task? And is there any special information I need to know about completing this task? So it says check out the combination chart for advanced members and watch the class that goes with it. Well, the link is directly to the combination chart here, but I will show you in just a minute how to find the videos that go with it. So this is actually my favorite combination chart. You've got a simpler combination chart in lap 1, but this one is just got more options on it. And I like to see all the options. The one that you saw on lap 1 really is leaving out your energy carbs and your fruit just for the first 7 to 10 days. Now, do you have to leave them out for the first 7 to 10 days? No, you don't. You can do all of these things from the beginning. But a lot of times people want to see those awesome results in the beginning. And it does help if you leave out the fruits and the energy carbs. And so that's why that's not on that combination chart. But this is my favorite combination chart. So let's just have a little quick look at it. The blue column is fast weight loss. The yellow column is faster weight loss. And the red column, you are blowtorching fat like you'd blowtorch butter. Okay. So the blue column, the reason that's fast weight loss is because you're eating in the right food combination, and it's different than what you were doing before you found Shibboleth. But then you get into the yellow column, you're honing it in a bit more, and the red, you are just serious business about getting this done. I like to equate this on as going to the beach. If we all went on a trip to the beach, some of us are going to take the scenic route. Some of us are going to take the highway. Some of us are going to take the interstate. This blue is more like the scenic route. You know, a scenic route is actually very nice. This yellow is like you got on the highway, and this blowtorch column you got on the interstate. But when you think about a trip to the beach, you're probably not on the scenic route the entire way, probably not on the highway the entire way, and you're probably not on the interstate the entire way. It's a little bit of all of it. So what I would try to do in weight loss mode is I kind of stick with the red and yellow column as much as possible, throw in a few blue column meals throughout the week, and you won't feel deprived. You'll have plenty of variety. So really any of them work. Now let's have a look at how you would read this chart, because this is not math. We are not doing math. When you look at this very first combo right here, this says category 1, lean protein. That's what LP stands for. And the plus sign just means eaten with. Eaten with category 2, fibrous carb, eaten with a category 3 energy carb. This may be as simple as chicken breast, green beans, and corn. Classic plate right there. That would be a classic plate that worked. And then you come down here, this one is category 1 lean protein, eaten with category 2 fibrous carb, eaten with a category 5 fruit. So maybe you do an egg white, which would be your lean protein, spinach, that would be your fibrous carb, omelet, and then eat some berries with it. That would be a proper combination. So let's talk about this energy carb and this fruit. What happens when you eat energy carbs or fruit, even though there's really no fat in energy carbs or fruit? I mean, I looked up a potato one time, it was 0.5. So that's really no fat, but they are the catalyst to fat storage if you eat it with fat. So that's why you're not going to really see any fat in that meal either. So the energy carb or the fruit in either one of those combinations is going to elevate your blood sugar. Yes, even fruit. Fruit is still a natural sugar. It's a fructose. So they're going to elevate your blood sugar. That's just what happens. Your pancreas is going to secrete insulin to deal with that blood sugar elevation. But when you learn, I need to eat in the right food combinations in order to control insulin, and you pair that with a lean protein and a fibrous carb, we're just going to use this as our lean protein hand. The protein in the lean protein that you choose and the fiber in the fibrous carb that you choose is going to neutralize the insulin release that came out in your body because of the energy carb or the fruit. So you just use food as medicine to neutralize insulin without having to have meds. And you ate food that was good and tasted good. It was just in a way that worked. So when you come down here, let's look at this one. This one is showing you that you could eat some lean protein and some shellfish together. And these numbers are not quantity. These are the category numbers. So You could eat some lean protein and some shellfish together. So you'd still want to stick with your, 2 to 8 ounces amount on the lean protein and shellfish together, but you can have those together. And then you're also having a fibrous carb and an energy carb. So again, technically, this is still a lean protein because shellfish is just a lean protein. It's just that we have it in its own category due to medical and biblical reasons, because some people don't want to eat that for those reasons. And then you come on down here and we're kind of combining there. You're putting a lean protein and some protein plus fat together. Maybe you wanted to have some chicken and steak with some broccoli. You could do that. So this is just your combinations. And what the most important thing for you to do is to make your favorites lists, your favorite lean proteins, your favorite fibrous carbs, and so forth. That way, when you look at this combination chart, you can say, okay, I'm going to have some shrimp and what could I eat? I could have some black beans. I just make up stuff, and some broccoli. Okay, so you could eat that together. That might not be something that you actually want to eat together, but you would come up with things you'd want to eat together. And so you just eat them in a way that controls insulin. See these 2 letters right here, PP? That stands for perfect pairing. What a perfect pairing is, it's something that does not follow these exact rules right here. It doesn't follow one of the proper combinations, but it has been determined by Travis that it will still work. And so that's what a perfect pairing is. Now, that's why it's in the blue column, because it doesn't exactly follow the rules to really be in the fastest and the blowtorch columns. So it goes into the blue column. And there's some random things in the websites that are perfect pairings. And as you're reading the food library description of the items, you'll see more about that. And what I want to mention on this yellow one is this down here, meal replacements. So last night in our webinar, we went over -2 and -3 meal replacements. And so these are good for weight loss. Travis actually said they're pretty good. They're so good, he really would put them over here in the blowtorch column, but he wants everybody to be thinking about whole foods and stuff if possible. So he just put it in the yellow column. But I like meal replacements. If you go into the Shibboleth new member fast track group, in the announcements, I have a post that is listing out my favorite 10 meal replacements. So you can see what those are. And over here in the blowtorch column, I specifically want to mention these 3 letters right here, HHF. That means hemp hearts, hemp flakes. So it's our abbreviation for hemp hearts and hemp flakes. Hemp hearts are actually a category 6 superfood, and hemp flakes are a category 1 and 2. So they are a 1 and 2 together. And I'm going to help you find a video on those tonight so that you can heart that video and watch it later. Because Travis does such a great job of teaching the hemp heart and hemp flakes, and I don't attempt to do it myself. Why? I let him do it. He's already done it. Okay, so let me get this back to the right size. There we go. So now that you know that there is an advanced combination chart, maybe you print it out. If you don't have a printer, maybe you screenshot it so that you have access to it. Once you've done that, you simply come and check this box because you're aware of that now. Let's see, Karen, I bought a single packet of the Alfredo and noodles in the Shibby store and put it with shrimp. So I could have had veggies with that. Yeah, you could have added a little bit of veggie with that. That would have been fine, because that Alfredos and noodles are a 1 and a 2, right? I can't remember. Or did it say it was a meal replacement? There's certain ways you can use that. But I can't see the rest of your post, Karen, because it says see more, and that's way far away from me on my iPad, and I can't reach up and read it. So I can't see the last part, but it sounds like it would have been fine if you added a few little veggies to that noodle meal. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to learn how to find videos on specific topics in the video library. So you hover your mouse over the task. If you're on your phone, you just lightly tap that information eye. The black box pops up and it says the search bar in the video library can be used to find videos on a specific topic. Please find the search bar in the video library and search for survival kit. This will generate a list of videos tagged with the keywords of survival kit. Next, search for hemp, and this will generate a list of videos tagged with the keyword hemp. Next, search for advanced, and you'll find the 2 videos that go with that advanced combination chart that we just looked at. And then notice there is a heart for each video. You can heart your favorites for easy access. If you're watching a video and it has an impact on you, like, whoa, I need to see that information again, or a heart impact, you're like, wow, that information really touched my heart and that was so motivating. I need to be able to access that video again. Then you go ahead and heart it, and it will be in your my favorites in your videos, just like we've seen several times this week where your favorites can be. So we're going to click right there. We're going to the video library. The first thing is to find the search bar. There it is. It's right there. Okay. So as we're looking at this, you've got this tab right here, my favorites. And so if I clicked there, it would take you to the videos that I have hearted. And that's what that's what that tab's for. I'm not going to do it, but that's what that tab is for. And then these 3 tabs right here, this one that says list videos, video blocks, and detail level. These are 3 little different ways that you can look at the video library. Now, my favorite way to look at the video library is this one, detail level. And most people do really like that detail level. So you might want to mark detail level. The reason that you mark detail level is because then you get all of these options over here on the side, and you can kind of pick according to topic and then see all the videos on there. And I like the way that that is analyzed or organized, not analyzed, organized. And do you see that there's different video libraries? There's the fast track video library, there's the silver, gold, and tiger's eye. These are different video libraries. So just start off in fast track, and when you need something else to watch, you move on to silver and gold and tiger's eye. But it's just like learning. We don't start off in kindergarten and go straight to senior in high school. So we've got to work through those things to learn it. Because if you go into learning this tiger's eye stuff, some of it is different than what we've taught you how to do when you lose weight. Okay. And you're not going to understand it if you don't understand the foundation of the lifestyle. Got to understand the foundation of the lifestyle to then understand why Travis might be changing up a few things here or there. Okay. So, but what I want you to know about those is that you just put blinders on. Put blinders on, stay in fast track, keep it simple until you've got living the lifestyle down. And what you can know about these other video libraries and the information that's housed in those libraries, the content that's there, it's advanced topics that you can move into as you're ready. It's a wonderful thing. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and search for survival kit. The reason I want you to search for survival kit is because survival kit, and I probably watch this one right here. This says survival kit, what is in it and what is its importance, by Travis. So this one right here is what I'd start off with. But why learn about a survival kit? If you are the person that when you go to a restaurant desperately needs dressing on their salad, or you have to have bread on a piece of meat, then you're going to want to take these things with you to go to a restaurant. So for example, when you go to Chick-fil-A, it'll say that you can have the Chick-fil-A, the filet, the sandwich, but of course not on their bread. And so if you wanted to have bread around it, you would need to take your bread or a tortilla or something. Now, I just cut it with a knife and fork and eat it and don't worry about the bread. But if that bread is going to make you keep up with this lifestyle and make you happy, then you need to know to take it with you. I've got this friend of mine, Tim, he puts a tortilla in his pocket every day. He puts it in his baggie in his pocket and he leaves the house. And because he says, I don't know where I'm going to eat lunch with my buddies and I know I'm going to need a tortilla. I'm like, okay, dude. So he takes his tortilla with him every day. But he's learned that trick for having a survival kit. And then with dressings, if you know you like dressing, take it with you. Pinky Quick, she likes to take the little seasoning packet with her. I can't remember what it's, a McCormick salad seasonings or something. She takes that with her. So you need to know what would work for you. And then the other thing about having a survival kit is if you work in an office and there's a vending machine down the hall, and in the past you've gone down and picked up a Snickers bar, you might want to have something in your drawer or somewhere else in the office that you could go and to get instead of that if you have that moment, okay? Or maybe you could take some of the health-wise, shelf-stable, microwavable meals and just have them there. And if something happens at work, you still have that. It's not that you have, that has to be what you plan on eating every day. You could keep it there for your survival kit. So just watch about the survival kits. Well, the next thing that we are going to search for is hemp, just because it is a popular topic, and I like to get people to watch this video when they're ready to incorporate hemp if they want to. And this is not the hemp that has THC or anything in it. Okay, it's not that. So the video that I'm talking about, if we scroll down just a little bit, it's this one, Phase 2. Hemp hearts and hemp flakes for weight loss and wellness. This is an excellent video on this topic. And so what I would do is I would go ahead and click here and then heart it. That way you don't have to search for it again. You can just go to the video library and you can click on your favorites and you can go right to that hemp video when you're ready to watch it. Oops. So now I'm going to search for advanced. And there are the 2 videos that go along with the advanced combination chart. And so you can go ahead and click on those and heart them, and then you'll be able to easily find them when you're ready to watch those. So basically, I wanted you to see the way the video library is laid out. My favorite one is the detail level, because so if yours doesn't look like you want it to look at those other options and look at that. But the detail level one is the best, in my opinion. And I wanted you to see that there was a search bar and that you could search for keywords and find videos that were appropriate to what you're wanting to learn about. So you can go ahead and click that box once you are aware of that. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to familiarize ourselves with the restaurant guide. This has saved many, many people when they are out and about. So the Shibboleth lifestyle teaches nutrition for all situations. I like to call it situational eating. Not every eating situation is going to be ideal. Sometimes you just need to know how to make that eating episode or that eating situation perfect so that you can keep getting the results that you want. Eating in restaurants does not have to mean a holiday. When looking at the restaurant guide, locate the restaurants you frequent the most often. Read through the list of items listed and open several that you think you would enjoy. The reason that says open is because it's important that it is not assumed that you can eat the meal just as it's listed on the menu. Ordering instructions. Listen, ordering instructions. Good. Wendy just said in the Zoom room that it saved her today. That's awesome. I'm glad that you used it, Wendy. So ordering instructions will be there for each menu item listed. Reading this before you go to a restaurant can help you prepare a survival kit if you would like. You might like to screenshot a few of your favorites to have them handy. So let's look at the way that the restaurant guide is laid out. So the restaurant guide, like most things in our website, has a search feature. So you can look for your favorite restaurants or certain foods. You can look there. You also have a weight loss meter. The weight loss meter, remember, it's in our recipe library. It's in our food library. And what the weight loss meter is, it's basically a secondary way to look at foods. We always look at foods as in what category do they fall in? And it could be a numbered category like the 1 through 7, but meal replacements is technically a category on its own. And so once you figured out what you're eating, Why don't you go and see which ones are the best of the best? So then 0, right in the center of the weight loss meter, 0 foods, they're not going to help you, not going to hurt you, okay? The more negative the number, the better it is for weight loss. If it's got a positive number on it, it's basically best for maintenance, or if you do it ever so often in weight loss mode, you're not going to come out of EFB for doing it. And, it won't hurt you if you do it ever so often, and you'll still be having a perfect day. Okay, but what we're going to do now is we're going to look at a couple of ways this page is laid out. If you're looking at this on a phone, you see right over here on the right-hand side, that's the way it's going to look on a phone. But on the website, we have this additional way to look at it. We've got each restaurant and then what the item is listed right underneath it. So let's have a look at this very first one. Number 1 rule for restaurant dining. So any meat at a restaurant is going to be considered a category 4 protein plus fat, because even if it's a chicken breast and at home you could cook it appropriately and keep fat out of it, at a restaurant you have no idea what they cooked it in. And more than likely it wasn't our number 1 approved oil, MCT oil. It probably wasn't coconut oil. It probably wasn't ghee butter, and it probably wasn't 0-calorie cooking spray. Okay. So what we're going to do is consider all meat at a restaurant a protein plus fat. But this just says any 1, 2, which is a lean protein and fibrous carb, any protein plus fat and fibrous carb, or any shellfish and fibrous carb. It just lays it out like that so you can just remember all the combinations. But at a restaurant, we consider all meat a category 4. That way it keeps you safe. What you're not going to order with a category 4 protein plus fat is anything that brings an insulin release. And that's going to be your energy carbs, fruit, and superfoods. So basically you're going to order a fibrous carb with that. And so that's so if you look up in the restaurant guide and the restaurant that you're choosing to eat from is not listed, go to that. The number 1 rule for restaurant dining. That's going to keep you ordering chicken breast and salad, chicken breast and broccoli, chicken breast and green beans, or steak and asparagus, steak and green beans, or shrimp and broccoli, shrimp and asparagus, salmon, and something like that. That's going to be where you're going to eat from. If it's got like a topping on it, you can just scrape that off. You will get the flavor from the topping without all the calories. Okay. You'll still get the flavor, but without all the calories. So that's how you kind of stay safe at a restaurant. And you still want to remember your 2-hand rule. Let's say that it's a lot of food. You might want to go ahead and cut all of it in half, take home half of each portion, and then you will have another meal later. So no matter what size plate they serve at a restaurant, because they are notorious for large plates, you use your 2 hands, no more than what fits underneath your 2 hands. All right. So that's the number 1 rule for any restaurant, even if it's not listed in the restaurant guide. So let's scoot right on down here to a very popular restaurant. Well, Mexican restaurants. We don't list out every Mexican restaurant. They are on every corner and they have a different name. So you would just see this, all Mexican restaurants. You wouldn't look up El Nopal, El Rodeo, Los Reyes, Monterey. You wouldn't look them up individually. You'd look them up under all Mexican restaurants, and you just see what you want to order. And then we can continue going on down through here. So let's just say that you're playing around in this restaurant guide and you want to see some of the foods that are really better for weight loss. So I'm going to take this little slider ball here and scroll this down. I'm going to do -1 to -3. Then you have to hit the set button for it to populate the list. So it cut out some things. A&W, hamburger and hot dog, you could get that there. But you got to know you won't be using their buns. Okay, so you just automatically know if I'm going to A&W, I need to take my own bun, which, there's plenty of category 2 breads. There's a category 2 bun. You could take a tortilla. You could take loaf bread. If you want that, you need to take that with you. Now, what I do at restaurants now is I will just get leaf lettuce there, and I'll just eat it with my lettuce leaves as the bun, which is very good, by the way. I like hamburgers a lot. So you know how there's some restaurants that'll do a chicken breast on top of a salad? I'm just ordering a burger and cutting it up and eating it on my salad, and I like it. And then I went to a restaurant down at the Battery near the Brave Stadium, and they actually had burger salad on that. And I was thinking, that's what I'm making up. I didn't know there was actually such a thing, but they had one. So let's say that you wanted to go to Applebee's and you're thinking, okay, grilled chicken breast is a -2 on the weight loss meter. That would be really good. And the side salad is a -1 on the weight loss meter. So that's good. So let's click on this chicken breast. It's going to tell you, oh, don't look at that picture. Look, that's a stock picture right there. Not going to do those French fries at a restaurant. Are we, Jason? Jason had fries at lunch today, y'all. I'm telling on him. So I should have told him how to order, but we decided that next time I was going to help him order. Order with broccoli, not Jason that works here, my friend Jason. Order with broccoli, house side salad, or mixed green side salad, and use your own approved dressing. No croutons. Limit the condiments to 50 calories, and remember your portion rules. Your chicken should fit under one hand, and your entire meal should fit under both hands. And this is a category 4+2. And even though that's chicken breast, at home we'd call it a 1. The restaurant, it's a 4. And this is a -2 meal. So that's a great meal at a restaurant. Easy, easy peasy. Yep, Jason. Jason with honey mustard and Jason. And your fish was battered. Oh, goodness. But he's on class tonight. And that's what I'm so excited about, Jason, that you're here. So if you wanted to eat at Bahama Breeze, you could look up those things. Let's say that you want something quick from Arby's. I love a classic roast beef. Of course, it's without their bread. But what I'll do with that now is I'll take the meat out and throw it on top of a salad. It's just as good, and you're not having that insulin release. Do you know, when I look at meals sometimes now, I go, oh, my pancreas is going to have to secrete a bunch of insulin if I eat that. I was at a ladies' luncheon one time, and it was not a very well planned out meal that they gave us. It was, when I walked over to the table to get my food, I saw a chicken breast, and I saw a roll, and I saw 2 plastic styrofoam containers. So I thought, okay, I'm not going to eat the roll. I'll eat the chicken. And I bet you anything in one of those styrofoam containers is going to be some green beans or broccoli or something. They served mashed potatoes and corn and a roll and chicken. I was so irritated. I pulled out my meal replacement from my purse and I ate that. I could have just eaten the chicken, but I was annoyed. It's like, these people have no idea what they're doing. There was about 40 women in that room, and all I could do in my mind was seeing pancreases squirting out insulin because they don't even know what's happening. That was a horrible put together meal. So after you've been doing this for over 2 years, that's the kind of things you see. You know what you're eventually going to also see? Numbers instead of food. You're going to go, oh, that's a 1, that's a 2, that's a 4. And you're going to know all of this. It's like learning your ABCs. You never forget them. This is the 1, 2, 3s of nutrition. You're not going to forget it either once you learn it. Now, making a choice to do it every day is a different story. But that's why we have holidays as well. So let's hop on off the restaurant guide. Okay, we can come back and look at that in a few minutes if we've got time, but that's how you utilize the restaurant guide. So we're going to click that box saying that you have familiarized yourself with that. And now we're going to have a look at WOW challenges. WOW. Okay. WOW stands for War on Weakness. WOW challenges are weird and wacky challenges where you determine in your heart and in your mind that you are going to meet the challenge for that day. It's a one-day challenge. WOW challenges are one-day challenges, but can be done multiple days in a row. WOW challenges are great to practice exercising your self-discipline muscle. I have actually figured out that I like exercising my self-discipline muscle. Before Shibboleth, I did not, and now I do. I prefer it to exercising other muscles. To use after a holiday, well, WOW challenge is great to use after a holiday or for a perceived plateau breaker. I write perceived in there is because sometimes we think we're in a plateau and we're really not. We just get so used to losing weight on Shibboleth. When you don't see some number on the scale going down, you're like, I've hit a plateau. Well, you haven't. Your body has to adjust, and we are eating, and sometimes our foods respond to different foods in different ways, and it could be holding on to a little bit of water or something like that. The scale is a liar. It doesn't always tell us what we want, and it lies daily. It lies less weekly, and it lies even less monthly. But daily, we can't trust it. So these WOW challenges are designed to help you lose up to a pound in a day. You earn a badge for your very first WOW challenge that you complete. And for each WOW challenge that you finish after that, you have a number that increases on your badge. What we're going to do now is look at those. And for your activity, I want you to go into that and heart some of your favorites that you might like to try. And you can use them when you hit a wall, you need to regain focus, or to challenge yourself. And I'll often say, when you're wanting some ice cream, just find one of those WOW challenges that includes Halo Top or Enlightened Ice Cream. You'll be eating ice cream 3 times a day. You'll be over your desire for ice cream and probably have lost weight doing it. So let's click here and let's look at the WOW challenges. So on the WOW challenges, in order to see how to accept a challenge and then complete the challenge, there's the video right there. So you can watch this little video right here of me showing you how to do that. I'm going to give you a sneak peek of how to do that tonight, but I won't be able to show it complete because I didn't do one today. Okay, so there's a couple of things important. Search bar. I love the fact that we have the search bar on all these pages, and not everything is perfectly tagged, you know, with the right keywords, but it can help you. And then these WOW challenges are not always named exactly how you think they would be with their wild and wacky name. So you're going to want to open them up and read them too. So they're made to be and funny and odd. And if you see some that have people's names in them, it's because Travis did a challenge back in 2019 and some other times where he gave people the opportunity to send him in some WOW challenges that some things that they liked, and he would create a WOW challenge based on what they liked. So that's why they've got names on them, some of them. So we have a My Favorites tab, just like on most of the other pages in the website. So we can go ahead and click there, and there's My Favorites. Now, I say they're my favorites. It really just means that I've hearted it to get it to go into my favorites. I don't even know because I haven't done all of these. I was just looking through and they seemed interesting to me. So I marked them. Why do you mark something in the food library, the recipe library, and in the video library, in the WOW challenges? Why do you mark those with a heart? Because when you go back to look for it, thinking that you'll remember, if you're like me, I had a hard time remembering what I had for breakfast this morning. And so you'll think, oh, I'll be able to remember that. Nope, don't trust that. Just go ahead and heart it. And then at some point, if you try that food, that recipe, that WOW challenge, and you were like, no, I don't like that, just unheart it. It won't be in your favorites anymore, but at least you will have access to it. The big one is WOW challenges and recipes. People will say, I was looking at a WOW challenge and it had this, this, and this in it, and now I can't find it again. I was looking at a recipe and it had this, this, and this in it. Can anybody help me? We're like, no, there's over 3,000 recipes in there. So go ahead and just heart it. It makes it easier. So this other tab right here is my history tab. When you click on my history tab, it takes you to all the ones that you did, and it shows you which date you did it on. So I've only done 25 in 2 years. There are people that have done over 400 WOW challenges, which is pretty amazing. What they're doing is they're using these WOW challenges as like a meal plan for the day because they found out they like those things. So one of the ones that I have come to like recently is this one. Pistachios and weight loss go hand in hand. I'm just going to click this, and I've hearted it. There's the heart. 76 other people have also hearted it. And for breakfast, you would eat 2 eggs with 2 ounces of cheese. I do that a lot, so that was great. And then for lunch, you could have an Advocare pistachio ice cream flavored meal replacement. See, somebody liked this and wanted a WOW challenge made with this because Travis did it for them. But then he said, or any other approved protein shake or meal replacement. And so you could do that one right there. If you click there, that's actually going to go to an Advocare site, and you can order that if you don't have it. But any approved shake or meal replacement is good. And then for dinner, you'd have 4 to 6 ounces of chicken breast, fish, or 96% lean ground meat cooked in MCT oil. MCT is a medium chain triglyceride, grilled in or cooked in cooking spray with 0-calorie seasonings. And you could add up to 1 cup of any Shibboleth approved category 2 veggie. So this one, actually, I do quite a bit. Even if I don't do it and mark it as a wow challenge, I was kind of doing this kind of thing anyway. But once I found this one, I was like, okay, I'll do that. But let me explain a few things about a wow challenge. You cannot change the things in a wow challenge. So let's say that you're looking at a wow challenge and you say, oh, well, I like this, but I don't like that. Pick a new wow challenge, because Travis has already looked at the nutrition for the whole day and determined that it would work. So you can't just go changing things around, just pick a new wow challenge. What you can do, though, is if you wanted the meal replacement for breakfast, and then maybe you wanted what is for dinner, you wanted that at lunch, and then you just wanted a light little 2 eggs with 2 ounces of cheese for dinner, you could switch that around. So you can switch that around, unless in the instructions it says, don't do this part after 4 p.m. Sometimes it does that. So it would just say that, though, but you follow it just like it says. Now, most of the time, there's no snacks allowed, no freebies allowed, like they would be on a regular Shibboleth day. See, a regular Shibboleth day is just a great, enjoyable day. A regular Shibboleth day isn't necessarily challenging. This is a wow challenge. Therefore, it is going to be more challenging. It is going to be a little bit more restrictive, because you're trying to accomplish either self-discipline practice or breaking a plateau, or just getting an ice cream fix. We'll go over some of those in a second. Tells you how much water or beverages to drink, talks about condiments. This one says that you had to get 10,000 steps on that day, but you don't. In fact, they've gone back and changed those. But if I did this one, I would be like, I want to get that 10,000 steps, but you don't necessarily have to do that. If you want to have any supplements, your regular supplements are fine. And if there was any other special instructions, it would be down there. Now, I like to always scroll to the bottom and read any comments that people made, because there was asked right here about the exercise, and you see Joni answer that for us, that exercise is not necessary. So it's good to read those comments down there. And you'll learn a lot from reading information that's down there. So if you wanted to accept this challenge, you click it right here on this green button. But before I click that green button, I could also print this wow challenge. Maybe I like this challenge and I hole punch it and I put it in a binder and I have it in my Shibboleth binder, so you can do that. Well, I'm going to click the accept button. You choose the date that you want to do the wow challenge. So let's say I wanted to do it tomorrow. I choose the date. I click accept. I click accept. That is going to go on over into my journal, and it'll show up in my journal. I picked tomorrow morning. It would show up in my journal for tomorrow. I'll get a really cool wow challenge. Let me see if I can show you. Oh, not there. I'm in my timing chart. Look, I did that wow challenge last Saturday. Do you see how I was an efficient fat burning on that day? And I did a wow. So that's where it gives me that little icon. If I click right there, do you see how I got a new little icon right up here? Wow challenge. So it gives you a really cool and fun border. Okay. Now I'm going to scroll right down here and I'm going to show you right here on the right hand side. That's where the challenge is listed. And it said uncompleted. But once I finished it for the day, I clicked there and I chose complete. The other option when you click there is tap out. That means you didn't complete it. Now, if you don't complete it, you will get the handy dandy diet devil. We don't want the diet devil, okay? So if you get the diet devil, just know that there's 2 types of diet devils. See this little guy right here? This little diet devil is there if you have over your number of holidays in a calendar month. But the Wow Challenge Diet Devil is a little purple Diet Devil, and he can actually go away. A lot of people don't want those Diet Devils on their calendar. Well, how do you make the Diet Devil from not completing your Wow Challenge go away? You just complete another Wow Challenge. And when you complete that next Wow Challenge, that other Diet Devil will go away and you won't have him sitting there. Why is that important? It's an incentive to go ahead and complete another Wow Challenge to prove to yourself that you can do it. Keep that commitment to who? You, because it's about keeping your own commitment to yourself. And so they give you an opportunity to go back and do that and get rid of that one. So let's go back real quick and we're going to look up, I'm going to type in ice cream because this is a super popular couple of Wow challenges. So this one is a Wow challenge. You can do AHS pancakes, which by the way, I had today. Health-wise pancakes, up to 2 packages, use Walden Farms calorie-free or sugar-free syrup, and you can use 0-calorie butter. So there you go. Pancakes for breakfast. For lunch, a cup of enlightened ice cream. For dinner, a cup of enlightened ice cream. Now, you can see how you'd probably lose a pound on that day because you aren't eating much, but you got your ice cream fix. Eat it with a little bitty spoon. It'll be lots of bites. All right, so let's go back and look at another option for ice cream. Somebody must have liked ice cream and tuna together. It says skip breakfast. If you have something, have a health-wise, high-protein hot chocolate. By the way, that's sold in our little store online or in Kennesaw. Or you could have the Advocare Coffeechino. On that health-wise, high-protein hot chocolate, we talked about extras last night, and that's what I typically use as an extra, and I buy this by the canister. Let's see. What do you think about having a little of heavy whipping cream in your coffee? Wouldn't do it. That's not approved. Okay, so what you want to do is you do a approved creamer. You could do what is a really great idea. If there's health-wise high protein hot chocolate. If you took a tablespoon of that in there, that actually would give you a little bit of texture and a little bit of flavor and a little bit of extra protein. Some of you could put that in there. Would not put heavy whipping cream in your coffee, though. It's not approved. Lunch. 1 package of Advanced Health Systems mac and cheese or 1 package of Advanced Health System fettuccine with 3 ounces of canned or packaged tuna and water. Okay. And then for dinner, some more mac and cheese and all that. So that one really is not giving you ice cream. I don't know why. Oh, it's a snack. You can have this as a snack on that one. This is why I don't have that one hearted, because I don't want to eat tuna. But let's have a look at this one, the Wow Ice Cream Challenge. So for breakfast, pancakes. For lunch, 1/2 to 1 pint of Halo Top ice cream, Arctic Zero, or up to 2 cups of Shibboleth ice cream, which is delicious. And I buy it by the bag and make it, and you can have 12 ounces of it for a snack. Well, in this case, you'd have whatever that says. And then you're doing that for dinner as well. So this is a fun Wow challenge. Fun. See, I've got that one hearted. 166 other people have hearted it. If I scroll all the way to the bottom down here, see users who completed this meal plan. Well, first of all, look at all those notes about it. And these are all the users who completed that meal plan. Look, T Law has 24 has completed that 11 times. Janice 514 has done that one 14 times. Elizabeth Clark 10 times. Oh my goodness. And look at all the page after page after page. There's 290 people that have completed that Wow challenge. So it's just kind of fun to go down there and see. If I did this, let's look up Julie. No, I can't believe that. Let's look up Patricia. No, I was going to see if it pulled up by name. So I'm not sure what that search bar is for there. See, I just play and try things out. You just saw me do that. So what do y'all think? What do you think about this Wow challenge feature? It's pretty fun. It's pretty fun. If you are on Facebook, I want you to know that you can get a Shibboleth membership at shibbolethdeals.com. It's $79. That's a one-time fee. That's the current price. That's a special. We're running that special because Travis's birthday is this month and we are running that special in honor of him. Shibbolethdeals.com is where you would get that membership. If someone told you about Shibboleth, please write in their first and last name in the little blank that says, how did you hear about Shibboleth? And if you are in the Zoom room, tell me what you thought about the WOW challenges and tonight's info. Michelle says that she loves the Mighty Muffin. Wow, me too. I do the Muffin Top Be Gone. Muffin Top Be Gone. I do a Mighty Muffin for breakfast, a Mighty Muffin for dinner, and I do a Zaxby's grilled chicken salad for dinner. So I think I said that wrong, but y'all get it. Deb, she did the eggs and chicken wow for 2 days in a row. She's excited about weigh in tomorrow. Awesome, Deb. That's fabulous. Angelia, what can I do to avoid a migraine when I'm having to get off sodas? Okay. You might want to try a Spark or a Celsius because that will give you energy with a little caffeine that will offset that. That's what I would try. Spark you can get at blowtorchfat.com, blowtorchfat.com. And my favorite flavor that's out right now is sweet tea lemonade. It is delicious. My other regular, yay, Jason, I'm glad you liked it. My other regular flavor is that I really like a lot is the fruit punch. Celsius, CELSIUS, Celsius. Angelia, I find that in grocery stores, well, the Publix, it has it most of the time in their pharmacy, like on the aisle with the meal replacements and stuff. Yeah, I think that'll help you. And then, y'all, now I know Jason needs to work through all of the fast track laps. So Jason, work through lap 1 and 2 over the weekend. And you can join me tomorrow night as well, but Sunday night for sure. And anybody else that's brand new that just caught up, that just started with us kind of midweek, make sure that you do lap 1 and 2. Let me just show that again real quick to make sure there's no confusion. So if I go to lap 1, now how do you get here? If you're on your website on a computer, you click dashboard. Now when I watch this, oh, Georgina also says that Ingalls has Celsius too. Thank you for telling me that. When I click on dashboard, because I'm not a new member, my dashboard opens up to the instructor dashboard. But if yours is opening up to the instructor dashboard, all you have to do is click right here on fast track. That's where you see fast track. Fast track is not just a little group of videos right here. It's these laps that you complete. Kind of like day 1, day 2, day 3. I just named them laps because you're on a fast track and you're going around laps each day. So it's themed. This former school teacher and principal themed it. So you read the paragraph and then all you do is just kind of read that black box like we were doing. Click the link, do it. Once it's done, come check this box. If you'll just follow that and trust the system, don't get curious and go, ooh, if I click over here, what if I click over here? Just do the tasks, methodically do the tasks. And once you watch these 14 fast track videos, that's just a beginning education. You still need to come back and do all of these other little things. Okay, so do lap 1 and 2 over the weekend, because I actually don't go over lap 1 and 2 with you like I've done the others, because some of this is just reading and printing and joining groups. I don't need to do that with you. You can do that on your own. In lap 2, this is kind of what I call housekeeping. Confirm your email, find your ideal weight, complete a full body assessment, complete your profile. See, these are things that you need to do on your own, so I don't do them with you. And this is where I house all the nightly webinars right there, just so that we can make sure we always keep up with them. And then there's the link to the website that I use on the Monday night. And then if by chance you didn't take the test after the 14 little videos, there's a direct link to that test. Why do I have that direct link to that test right there? Because when we get to lap 3 on Tuesday nights and we're moving through the rest of these laps, you're going to want your entire food library, recipe library, and restaurant guide open to you so that you don't just have a new member limited view. So I have it set up in a great order if you'll methodically work through it. So that's what I want y'all to work on over the weekend, lap 1 and lap 2. And if you do those little tasks, they don't take a long time at all. All right, well, we're here for you. Let's see, is intermittent fasting okay from time to time as long? Oh, yes. We're actually pretty big into intermittent fasting. I intermittent fast every day, just about, even on a holiday. You're welcome, Michelle. So what we talk about intermittent fasting in fast track, we don't really talk about it. Okay. You get to silver level, we don't really talk about it. We talk about that as an advanced topic, but at its minimum, if you go 12 hours without eating, which can be your overnight sleeping time, technically that's an intermittent fast. I usually get 16 hours in a day, and that's normal. Even on a holiday, if I've had a holiday, I'll still end up doing that just because of my other eating habits when I quit eating on a day. So, but yes, intermittent fasting is awesome. We even have a place in the journal where you can mark IMF. Trampus, if you are having a perfect day, that's an intermittent fasting day, you can actually mark the IMF drop-down menu item. Okay, when you journal your type of day. Y'all have got to journal your type of day to get the little icons on your timing chart. Remember when I showed you my timing chart and you saw those flames? You want to get that built because that's a great non-scale visual as to how well you are doing, because we don't always have to go by the scale. Now, what's coming up next on Planet Shibboleth? Dr. Jim is going to be on in 3 minutes doing the How I Overcame Food Addiction and Lost Weight webinar. So we would absolutely love for you to invite a friend to that webinar, because that is the webinar that's intended for new people. I do things intended for members to help them learn the lifestyle, but the video right after this is intended for new people. So please invite your friends and share on Facebook. You can get a $79 lifetime membership right now at shibbolethdeals.com. I'll see y'all later.